Hey everybody, and welcome back to the March Mood Mindfulness Challenge. Today is day 13 and today we're talking about intuition. So we've done the five senses. Those are tangible things that we see, smell, hear, taste, and feel. I wanted to add the sixth sense. So the sixth sense, great movie by the way, but the sixth sense is that sense of intuition, that sense of knowing. And we've all had this before. So we a mom always knows which baby is hers. There are times in my life where I definitely know that something is up with my kids. You just feel something's not right. Same with my husband. I know when it's been a bad day. There's something there in the air around them. And then there's that intuition. And I'm going to talk about that because it's a little bit more than something that we can see, right? So the simplest thing of trying to explain to someone intuition is to know that something's there. So either you feel it, you feel a sensation, you feel the knowledge, you just know it in your mind. You see what the problem is inside your mind's eye. So if you close your eyes, you can just see what happens. You can hear it. You can hear what the problem is. And then there's also sensations like you can touch parts of your body and feel that that part of the body is telling you something. It's all an amazing thing that cannot be explained. It's actually metaphysical. So I'm just going to explain this part just so that you are on the same ball page with me. So we have the physical body, what we see, what we touch. This is the physical body. There's the mental body. So inside we think there is a mental body that we use, that we operate, that we process with at all times. There's the emotional body. We all know about the emotional body. We feel our emotions. We feel the energy of our emotions. We're affected by other people's emotions. There is an emotional body. There's also the spiritual body, okay? And that's our soul, our spirit, our connection with something bigger than us. So the mental body is where the mind creates a lot of energy, a lot of thought, a lot of action, a lot of plans. The mental body triggers, and we've talked about this before, it triggers emotions from the amygdala. And so the emotional body is affected by whatever we think. The emotions then imprint, and so our mind releases hormones which go to our places in our body, and so the emotions then imprint on our physical body. So you will feel either pain in some areas, you'll feel illness in some areas, you'll feel a lot of energy in some areas, you'll feel lack of energy in some areas, so fatigue or exhaustion. And then when you have too many emotions, too much energy trapped in your body, that then leads to illness. So mental body, emotional body affects the physical body, which altogether affects the spiritual body. There are also other things associated, but I'm just going to go with those four bodies, so to speak, just so that you understand. Mental body, emotional body, physical body, and then spiritual body. So intuition is a gift that is given to us. We all have it. Everybody has intuition. It's just some of us are connected to it and some of us are not connected to it. And the key to being connected to your intuition is to be connected to yourself. It's to be aware of what's going on inside you. It's to be aware of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're doing in this very moment. So once you're aware of where you are in any given time and space, you're able to disconnect from the outer environment, connect back into your inner environment, and have that conversation with yourself to find out what exactly you're feeling, and asking your intuition to either tell you what it's feeling or also ask your intuition to guide you on what to do next. So I wanted to stop here and explain that, our mind, and I've talked about this, but I want to bring it into context with intuition. So our mind, this beautiful brain, it's got two parts. It's got the conscious mind, which we only use about 5 to 10% of it. If we use with lots of awareness, if we don't, we only use about 5% of our mind. And then the rest is 95% subconscious, which means that it is operating on a program that it already knows. So if we use our conscious mind, we're looking, we're reading, we are thinking, we're planning, we're making decisions, and that's great. And we can only do so much before we don't realize what it is we're doing. We're still doing so much, but it then becomes, we only have about 5 to 7 chunks of ability to have awareness or multitasking in whatever it is we're doing before we are not able to do it anymore. So the conscious mind only has the capacity to do 5 to 7 things at one time before it's just too hard and you let it go. Meanwhile, the unconscious, the subconscious mind has about 90 to 95% full control, like a supercomputer, and it is breathing for you, pumping your heart, pumping your blood. It remembers every single smell you've ever had, every single person you've ever met, the names, the faces. It's cataloging what it's like for a blue sky, what it's like when it's a gray sky, what it's like when you put if you touch that water, it's too cold, you will feel like this. The unconscious mind is super duper amazing. It's a supercomputer that's running in the background. We're not aware of it. We have no control of it. It is running and it knows everything you ever knew. So it knows what you like, what you don't like, how will you react if you were in a certain situation? What happened in that last situation? Exactly what happened. It's cataloging every single moment, and it's all stored there. It's stored there in our mind. If you think of that, you'll think of that's just a lot of energy that's being generated. So the mind, if you connect the mind to a machine, an encephalogram, right, the EEG, our mind is always creating energy. So our mind is all about energy. The electrical signals it sends from mind down to whatever body part, it is all signals, electrical neurosignals. Same with our heart. Our heart is also connect the EEG, the ECG, electrocardiogram, to a machine. That machine picks up just how much electricity is being generated by our heart. So our mind is creating an energy field, our heart is creating an energy field, and scientists recently have figured out that the gut, if you take a slice of the gut and look at it under a microscope, it has exactly the same cells as looking under a brain. So it has neurons and electrical signals that the cells send out. Same with the heart. They took a slice of the heart looking underneath the microscope, and they thought it was a brain piece for people who weren't aware that it was a heart slice or a gut slice. It has just as much capacity to understand what's going on and send signals to the body. So our brain sends out electric signals, our heart sends out electric signals, and so does our gut. So there's this communication you've talked about, the gut-brain connection, the heart-brain connection, the heart-gut-brain connection, and our body is talking to us. And so we are basically just energy signals talking to one another, and we create an energetic field around us. A lot of people call it the aura, or it's just the biofield. The biofield is the space around you that contains your energy. So sometimes you walk into a room and the room feels like it's calm and nice and inviting, and then somebody else walks in who's angry, everybody turns around and everybody feels the anger that walks in with that person. That person hasn't said anything, but your energy field detects the energy field of that person. There's a disconnection. Sometimes you are not connected with that person. Say someone you're trying to get along with, they're just always on a wrong frequency as I say it. They're just vibrating at a different state of emotions, energy than you. And that's what intuition is. Intuition is this knowing of yourself, this understanding of yourself, and allowing that silence to go within to find out what it is that's going on for you. And your mind knows. Your mind knows everything. So if you think of an iceberg, and the tip of the iceberg is just that conscious mind, so only 5% is showing, and then underneath the water, there's all this, the rest of the iceberg is there. So the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg represents who we are in the physical world, okay? We're just sticking out of the water. You can see it. Underneath, we don't see it. And actually, underneath the iceberg, it's swimming in water. Well, for us, our subconscious mind is swimming in an electromagnetic field. It's the energy that connects us with everybody else in the environment. So if you think of it as we've just been studying, the nature and how nature is supporting us. Nature brings down water. Nature gives us air. Nature gives us the ground. So we are being supported by nature, but also where's that coming from? So there's a creator that created nature, also created us, and nature and us need one another to continue living. So there's this harmony in our universe, and just how our creator, our higher intelligence created all these wonderful things to sustain us. Our creator also has created a soul in each one of us, and that guidance, how the rain is guided to drop, the cloud has been guided to drop the rain on a specific area, where our soul receives guidance from higher intelligence to let us know what it is we're missing, what it is we need, what it is we need to be aware of. So like, if I can share a story with you, I was walking up from the beach one day. It was 7 a.m. I had a beautiful session at the beach. It was all calm and wonderful. And then I've got this path going from the beach up to the road to walk back to my house. And I was walking, and it was lovely, and it was a sunny day. The path was clear. And then all of a sudden, it was like my body was screaming. And I was like, what's going on in my body? Oh my gosh, there's a snake. It was the most intense feeling I could ever imagine. But my body, as it came close to the area where the snake was, the snake, so the side of the path has fence, like lots of yellow, lots of green, lots of yellow, lots of green on this side. The path was cement, there was sand on each side, and the snake was kind of camouflaged. So it was a browny, yellowy kind of, and it looked like a bunch of weeds in the side. So when I looked up, it was a clear path, there was nothing. But as my energy field came close to the energy field of that amazing creature that we all know could be dangerous to us, my body screamed at me. I just felt extremely uncomfortable. I looked right in the direction where I could feel that energy coming from. And my mind said, snake, oh my goodness. And I just went, oh my gosh. And I moved off to the side. And my heart was racing like it recognized danger. And then I calmed myself down. This was like seconds. And then in about 10 seconds, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is by the time my unconscious mind brought it to my conscious mind, it was about 10 seconds. And I thought, wow, snake, like what a beautiful creature. Be careful here, but do you want to take a photo of it? And I took a video of it and I put it up on my Facebook. I shared it on my Facebook profile. But in that moment, I still felt that danger. But what alerted me was my intuition, that inside guidance plus plus the electrical energy around me, my biofield, connecting with another biofield that was different than mine. So I sensed something was off. There was something there. And that's what I mean when I say, like, when my children come home, I just kind of sense, and it's that my energy field picking up another frequency in another energy field that's off. And I just know straight away something's up. Then I go to investigate. Look at eyes, look at the smile, look at the body behavior. That comes second. But that intuition, that's it from deep within, and the energy around us, that's how it makes sense. So the quote that I chose today was, "Intuition is the whisper of the soul." And it sure is. The whole key here is when we are connected to ourselves, when we're mindful, when we're aware, when it's not about the outside world, it's about us. That's when we'll hear the whisper of the soul telling us what to do. But if everything is happening and people are busy and I've got to go and I've got to do and I've got to blah, 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 you don't hear the whisper inside. Which is why it's so important to insert those spaces for yourself, for reconnection, to come back home, right? And to check in with yourself, with your intuition, with your body, with your emotions. How are you today? And really the only person who is going to benefit is you, and the only responsibility who this is yours. So it is our responsibility to look after ourselves, our health, to know what we want, what we need. And when we know, then we can let other people know. I hope this session, I hope this little bit of a video has been helpful. And I'd love to know more about your intuition. I'd love you to come on video, post it to the group. I'd love to hear more about your stories. It's absolutely fascinating, and it's a subject that I am super passionate about, and this is where I'm taking my coaching to that next level. So I'd love to hear from you. Please don't be shy, and I'll see you in my next video, everybody. Have a lovely day.